Hello everybody. So today, I just want to discuss one of the most difficult thing and most of the difficult challenges we face as international student in United States. I know most of you uh, have experienced this, and it's kind of a question: how do we handle this? How do we do about it? Most of us always come to United States having a lot of expectation thinking that we're gonna make in life. However, in reality, things change. There has a lot of surprises ahead of us, for we don't know. When we first began our journey to be in US, we bet on a lot of expectation. People will want us to achieve more. We will be getting a lot of dollars. We will make our family better, community, neighborhood, our siblings, our parents, and everybody related to us. But in reality, when you come to a foreign country, there are some untold stories that we navigate. I won't just want to scare each and everyone, but I just want to tell you the reality here because this is who we are. This is what we need to know. And I just want to tell people who are planning to come to the United States, who are sending their children to come and study here. I'm speaking on behalf of few people in United States. From the experience, from what I learned, is that we've navigated through a very difficult terrains, but we don't speak. Most people don't speak. The most difficult challenge here first is culture shock. Culture shock is one key that makes us so vulnerable. Why do I say so? Vulnerability is a means of which you expect things to be the other way, but it's opposite of what you thought. Let's say we are used in our countries, maybe cooking food, having our own food from fresh farm. We always trek, going to work, going to school. But here, a lot of things happen. Here, you have to be communicating through English. There is no native language. There is no French. Maybe if you get a chance to use French, maybe for the community you have in the school. I, I like to also appreciate the fact that we came here to change our home. We came here to make difference from our home. Financial constraint is one of the key things. You know, we always are happy. We are having a very happy endings when we have farewell, go our friends, tell them we are going to a foreign country, but not knowing what the fate awaits you there. Here, you don't have a family, you don't have a friend, you know nobody, and you are nobody here. Whether you come from a rich family, whether you are from a poor family, whether you're from a president family, in US things are quite different. You're all equal. You might be living next to an MP, you might be living to the member of house, you may be living next to a senior politician, and nobody cares about who you are. The other thing is language barrier. Language barrier is when you used to communicating using maybe certain language. Some of us uses Swahili, some of us uses English, some of us uses our native language. And then there is this big uh, presumption that we came to United States, we have a lot of dollars. People believe we can pick the dollars on trees, but the reality is saddening. For you to actually get money in US, you have to go an extra mile. Why do I say so? You got to be having social security. You have to be working in the college if you are a student. So work within college is just recommended. If you are a student, you are not allowed to work outside the college, and this is one thing makes difficult. And to get an on-campus employment, you have to do a lot. You have to work hard. You have to move from point A to point B so that you can be employed. And it's not guaranteed because next semester you might not be find yourself being fired. The company you used to work left the college. So that's the sad reality. And when you are in campus, we are only paid minimum wage, which is my perception and my experience. I was paid $7.25. That is a minimum wage for Oklahoma. And I would like also to challenge you. Whenever you come from home, don't promise a lot. Don't tell people you're gonna send money. People will be reaching out in Facebook, in messages, asking you for the help. Don't die being in America. Don't vamble. Don't make people believe you got it. No, the little money you got to save. It's none of your business to please people outside there. Be Tom and Harry, like you want to be known, like to be perfect. And then the next challenge is, if you don't have a car here, you can move from one point A to point B. Let's say if you want to do shopping, if you don't have a car, the pressure increases. Now you have people at home wanting you to send money. You have your parents, you have your friends, you have your colleagues, your workmates you used to work at Kenya, or maybe from the country you use. They're putting you a lot of pressure. You want to please them, you want to show them you don't have a car. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna be just sending money home because you want to be good? No, that's reality. So the things here, you have to have a car, you have to have a work, and then mind you, people, I want you to forgive us because sometimes we break rules and walk outside, which is very dangerous. If uh, U.S. immigration finds out, we're gonna be deported. I'm not saying I'm walking outside, but people risk their lives to walk outside. People walk up to a minimum of 24 hours a day, and you guys just don't understand it. You say this guy or this is doing this and this, blah blah. When somebody goes into the shit area, you will never understand. And then most of us, we were never told this story. And then after college, everyone ex- expects us to be citizens in the United States, expect us to work. But here's the challenge. The challenge is what type of a measure are you gonna pick? If you pick a common social work course, I'm not just discourage you, but that's something that I currently you that it's very hard to find an employer to adjust your status. So you expect us to be a US citizen, you expect us to hustle, you expect us to send money home, you expect us to invest at home, you invest us to build a house at home, you expect us to bring our relatives at home. Here, you find out when you're done being a student, another new life begins. That's a very difficult life ahead after college. What do I mean? The life after college is you will have to pay your bills. You will have to maintain your car. You will have to pay your school fees if you are out of scholarship. If you lose your scholarship, it's like a dead end. Like for my example, when COVID-19 came in, I lost my scholarship. I was so frustrated. I wanted to go home, but literally I had somebody who talked to me. I had friends. I had this friend called Mick Show from England or Manchester. So he asked me not to think about it. He told me, remember where you came from, a lot of challenges you've had, and you need to be better. So one of the key things, and I want to say the challenges we face from the first day is one of the things is homesick. Thing completed is insane. The other thing is people accusing you not sending them money. People will tell you you're bragging. People will tell you've there's this phrase from of people umeringa wakati umefika US. I don't know why would somebody say so, but you don't understand the reality of US. You don't understand the basics, what's happening here. Some people are frustrated. Some people don't have money. Some people don't have a place to stay. You don't have a family here, and you want me to send you money? That's one of the key problems. I just want to ask you, your parents, don't pressure your children. Don't put them a lot of pressure. If you see somebody who has been here long enough, maybe buy a car at home, maybe build a house income, maybe build um, rental houses. Don't compare your child and the other one. Average body have his own time and space. The pace we travel today and the pace the other person travels is quite different. So I must say, when I got into United States, I was so flabbergasted. You know, I was thinking I've had oh the dreamland. This dreamland. Sometimes you feel like they endure everything. No money than the way you expect, like I did. I thought I was gonna be sending money every day. But my challenge to each and every student who is still under scholarship, maximize the stipends you're getting from college. Maximize to the end because after the college, you will never believe that one coach whom trusted you once upon a time. He will just leave you like he didn't know you. If you have a chance to sign for a bro, do that, bro. The, just to highlight is life here ultimately is not as easy. If you get a chance, you're still speaking to your children, your siblings, your friends, be happy for that. Some people goes into depression. Some people kill themselves. Some people will just throw away their lives because of pressure, because of perception and perspective from our family members. So don't push hearts away. Push us closer to you. Make sure you check on your siblings. Make sure you check on your friends. The silence means they're going through a lot. And those are the part of challenges we face. A lot of finance. We sometimes uh, get our scholarship get off. We can't complain. We start hustling. We start paying for our school fees like me. when I lost my scholarship, I had to think, um, I had to think outside the box. So here's what I did, and it's kind of frustrating. This is my personal story that I just want to share. In the summer of uh, 2020, when the COVID was there, I just received this email from the registrar and the finance. But see, at that time, I was on scholarship, informing me I need to clear my school fees before register my fall classes. That was a shocker. It's really, it was, my friend. Just let me say, I felt like my heart was stopping a bit. My heartbeat increases. I think my pressure was a bit abnormal. You see, what I lost was housing from the college. I lost the scholarship. I lost everything. Let's say everything. Like a man who was brought up from the village of Kibendo, I feel like crying, but no. My other significant was there. My other cousin sister was there. And things were not easy. So I had like 2 weeks to navigate the process of paying this fee, of clearing this fee. So I asked them, I thought I was in a scholarship. And then I emailed my coach, the finance, and CC to the director of sports, and also the committee responsible for this. But I was shocked also to receive where it's unfortunately we can pay a fee at this moment. I was so frustrated. I tried. This is what I want to tell you. I tried to look for these friends, people I call them friends, to help me pay a bit of it because he wanted me to pay $2,500 out of 8,000 that I owed the school. And that was shocking. I just couldn't believe. So there were these kind of thing, and I'm gonna be honest. Um, by then, I was doing kind of investment at home, and I had just finished that investment, and then this email came in. I had spent almost like $15,000 because I knew I had a scholarship. The shocker is I had to pay in 3 weeks. So I literally had to go back to the drawing board. And I did deliveries. I did what we call DoorDash. I had to hustle being a driver for Amazon. I used to drive from 9:15 to 7 o'clock in the morning. I had to deliver some stuff for Amazon. Then I had to come and work at Healthy from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock and then do deliveries from then to 9:15 and then go back to drive the truck. So that the truck was doing the route between Oklahoma to Wichita, Kansas, and then from Atchison, Kansas, I was delivering like 4 stops. It was a bit difficult. Then I was not having a driver's license. I was having learner's permit. I worked day and night for consecutive 6 days. And I remember this day when I was going for homehold work, I was totally tired. I think the lady in the house just observed me and looked at me and said, "Are you okay?" I told her yes. Because each and every moment I was napping, I was like asleep, feeling asleep. I was tired. It's just me, do you want sleep? I was saying no because I was tired. My body was so frustrated. My body was tired. And I just could not believe who I was. Finally, I paid part of my school fees and then they registered me because ultimately, if I had not paid my fee due on that, I would be in problems. I would be out of status. My service fee would be terminated immediately with effect, effective immediately. You see that? So this is kind of, some problems we face, and people will just still ask you. And then from that, when I was serving that uh, issue, people will still asking me for money. And friends will never understand when you tell somebody you don't have money, you just think you don't want to send money. It feels like you deny them the right to have money, but that's not what it's. And with that being said, I had to go back to my coach. Now I had no place to live. This is my personal life. I had no place to live, and it was becoming difficult. So when the college was approaching, when the opening day was approaching, it was going to fall of 2020, and me and my other significance and my sister, we were living at coach's place. And when coach was coming, I told me right now her mom will be coming by, he will be leaving. So we had to find a place to go and stay because college was not paying for my housing. I had to find a place to live outside, or I had to pay the college because it was a bit expensive. But I was fortunately to meet this friend of mine who introduced me to a lady in Oklahoma. We helped the lady move out because she already mortgaged a house in Edmond, Oklahoma. The lady told us, "You don't have to worry. You have just to think about if I can help you. You're gonna pay for the bills," which was almost $900, because already we were looking for apartment for maybe between 600 to $800, and she offered to give us a room and we would pay the bills, which was something good for us. But in real sense, I didn't knew things was gonna be opposite of what we thought. We were happy. Later, the day when we were moving out, the lady, we were just on her parking lot. I would call her. She's not picking my call. I just texted her, "Hey, we're here. We'd like to move in." She said, "Oh, the shock is," she replayed my message saying, "Oscar, it's not today. I have to consult my mom and my brother. They are coming." And I had told her that was the shock. That was totally, totally insane to me. Wow, my friend, I cried that day. I made a call to a friend, a family friend called Jacob. And Jacob vowed to host us for a period of time until we get a house, and we'll went there. But on the process, coach wanted to host me by myself, but not my significant others. But I would not leave her. But later, he called me and told me, okay, Oscar, I don't want, I feel you're so frustrated. I'm gonna ask you with your girlfriend and feel free. Whatever you do, you're not gonna pay anything. And I was happy for that. And already we had a place to stay, and that's it. So in this country, if you don't plan well, you will end up on street in a moment, like boo, and you're done. So I just want to share with you this information in regards to what we face each and every that challenges the battles, the environment, the people we live in, the expectation, the narratives, everything. So this is kind of familiar territory we need to focus thinking and talking. And I will challenge somebody from home before you travel to United States. Make sure you do a personal research. Make sure you know that person who is gonna host you, who's gonna pick you up. Know their schedule. Understand how they operate. Don't be a problem with them. When somebody asks you, respect them. When somebody gives you an opportunity, use it wisely. Do not overstay. That's how you break your friendship. So every navigation as an immigration, as a student, also student on J1 visa, please, please do a research before you travel. Don't just travel to a foreign country because so and so or your relative is doing that, or let's say your neighbor. Let's say because of competition. Don't do that. The kind of shock you will receive here will be more dangerous than if you had let your child stay at home. Before you sell that land, ask yourself, is this worth? Thank you guys, and we'll continue from there. Have a good time. Please subscribe to K2 TV, share, comment, and we'll keep you more updated. Have a good time and be blessed.